If you walk on Howard's campus today, you will notice the statues, gates, and important buildings like Founders Library or Douglas Hall. What you won't see is the 64-foot mural that hung on the side of the Fine Arts Building 42 years ago. This piece of public art displayed the changes that were happening in 1971. Anyone can create an idea for a bill, but it can only be introduced by a member of Congress. Berkman claims that he has support from politicians, but none have been named. In an official statement from the office of Congresswoman Norton, it states, "This is not a bill from a member of Congress, but apparently from a lobbyist. Therefore, we do not believe it will be taken seriously in Congress." Made in a Free World created an online quiz to determine your slavery footprint. Using a computer or your phone, you can answer questions on categories like food, clothing, and electronics and figure out how many slaves work for you. You haven't experienced Washington, D.C. until you stop by Ben's Chili Bowl. Now with their new mobile app, customers can view the menu, learn the history, and even snap a photo during their visit. But management says it has even bigger plans for the app's future. It was an admission that grabbed headlines.
Came to tell the world that I'm an openly proud gay man.
It was a revelation not everyone liked. While some praised National Football League prospect Michael Sam for revealing his sexual orientation, Washington lobbyist Jack Berkman drafted a law to use it against him. The American Decency Act of 2014 would prohibit the employment of openly gay players in the NFL unless separate facilities are provided for gay players, dividing them from straight players.
It's about restoring common decency. Think about it. Would we allow women in a locker room? No. The reason we wouldn't have a woman in there is because there's sexual attraction between men and women. Such is the case between gay and straight.
Under the proposal, teams will be fined between $3 and $8 million for each violation of the act. Ironically, Berkman wrote the act over the objections of his own brother, an openly gay man.
He wants more media attention. It wouldn't surprise me if he got somebody in the House to sponsor a bill who also needed some media attention.
Anyone can create an idea for a bill, but it can only be introduced by a member of Congress. Berkman claims that he has the support of politicians, but none have been named. In an official statement from the office of Congresswoman Norton, it states that this is not a bill from a member of Congress, but apparently from a lobbyist. So we do not believe that it will be taken seriously in Congress.
I think it should be taken seriously because, again, I think it reflects the opinion of a significant group of Americans. However, it shouldn't be taken seriously in terms of its potential to be passed into law.
Winning the Super Bowl is the goal of all NFL teams. Ben Obomanu says Berkman's ideas could create a big problem for the NFL if locker rooms and teammates are divided.
I think Mr. Berkman, some of the ideas that he's writing in his legislation would do more to exclude than to include everybody into one unified football league.
If passed, the American Decency Act could make Congress the NFL's new referee. For News Vision, I'm Karissa Braxton. Smartphones, tablets, and mobile apps. With technology integrated into all aspects of life, it's easy to forget how the world operated without our devices. Whether you use the App Store or Google Play, whatever you're looking for, there's an app for that. Only 5 years after Apple launched the mobile app store, over 900,000 apps are available to download onto our smartphones and tablets. The app economy is generating jobs. Apple says the App Store has created 300,000 jobs and paid $6.5 billion to developers. And while apps like Candy Crush have made millions, most apps do not.
It can be very profitable, but my guess is that most people who make apps make either nothing or very little off them.
Among those fighting to get their apps used are businesses, restaurants, and public services. You haven't experienced Washington, D.C. until you stop by Ben's Chili Bowl. Now with their new mobile app, customers can view the menu, learn the history, and even snap a photo during their visit. But management says it has even bigger plans for the app's future.
It will become a marketing tool and a way of reaching more customers.
Businesses and public services in the district are developing mobile apps to help them better serve residents. The D.C. Fire and Emergency Service Department created an app where you can find the closest fire station and get some important tips like how to perform CPR and clear someone's airway.
We utilize all platforms to deliver the information that's relevant to anyone who visits the city or anyone who lives in the city. And we thought that the app would be an ideal way to have all of that information at your fingertips.
When the Obama administration pushed the Affordable Care Act, DC Health Links used its app to help inform residents about how to get covered.
We created the mobile app so that we'll be able to get more people educated about what the Affordable Care Act encompasses. We also wanted to make sure
that it appealed to a younger audience.
Tomorrow, as we continue, there's an app for that. We'll see how mobile apps are being used to combat human trafficking. For News Vision, I'm Karissa Braxton. Hello, I'm Karissa Braxton, and this is the News Vision News Brief. Here are the latest stories. 32 days after Malaysia Flight 370 disappeared, investigators continue to search the Indian Ocean for the black box, hoping to find the missing flight. Not all passengers were accounted for on Hawaii Airlines Flight 45 on Sunday. After landing in Maui, the ground crew found a 16-year-old boy in the wheel well of the plane. The teenager managed to fly for 5 hours in the well at oxygen-depleted heights and in below freezing temperatures. As amazing as the teenager's survival is, according to the Federal Aviation Administration Civil Aerospace Medical Institute, 105 people have attempted to fly in wheel wells since 1947. Only 25 have survived. The teen is currently in the custody of Child Welfare Services, and his family have been notified that he is safe.